On this edition of SCTV3, we have another segment of Liam's locations.
Plus, see how the Springfield College dance team is preparing for finals.
All that and more tonight on SCTV3.
Hello, good evening and welcome to this edition of SCTV3 Weekly News. I'm Dante Iafredi.
And I'm Logan Briggs. Thank you for joining us.
We start tonight's show away from Alden Street, but still nearby in downtown Springfield. Hockey has been a staple in Springfield for 100 years, dating all the way back to 1926. Springfield was home to two franchises, the Indians and Falcons, until both relocated. In 2016, the Portland Pirates were moved to Springfield after being put up for sale and became the Thunderbirds. The American Hockey League team has been celebrating its 10-year anniversary this season.
In the latest edition of Liam's Locations, SCTV3's Liam Riley attended the recent Thunderbirds game against the Hershey Bears at the Mass Mutual Center. Liam took a look at how the Thunderbirds franchise started, the large fan base the team has across Western Massachusetts, and how it's become a popular internship spot for Springfield College students.
The Thunderbirds took on the Hershey Bears Friday night in a game with high stakes for the seeding of the Calder Cup playoffs. 3 goals in the second period paved the way for a 4-2 victory in favor of the Thunderbirds. This season marks a decade since the Thunderbirds have called Springfield home, playing in the Mass Mutual Center. They were formerly affiliated with the Florida Panthers, but as of 2020, the Thunderbirds have been an affiliate of the St. Louis Blues. Vice President of Sales and Strategy Todd McDonald spoke about what the process of building a new franchise looks like.
When the organization was started, it was like, okay, how do we get this up and going? And from the start, we knew we had a base of former Falcons fans that were interested in hockey and interested in keeping hockey here in Springfield. So that's who we started to work with first and then built from there. Hiring a sales staff, and that's really what I came on board to do, was to build our season and group ticket sales and really our entire ticket sales operation.
Since the team's opening season, its fan base has rose, and the numbers show it. From 2016 to now, crowd numbers have increased from 3,000 fans a game to holding 6,900 fans in the rink. The amount of sellout crowds has grown from 3 home games in 2016 to now 20 a year. And
it's really Springfield and surrounding area. We're drawing from Chicopee, Ludlow, Westfield. We have a pretty large territory, so it goes, well beyond the city of Springfield. But this is home, and this is our neighborhood, and we want to make it a place where people enjoy coming to and have fun when they come here, and walk away talking about our product.
Luke Pollock is the Director of Creative Services and Game Presentation for the Thunderbirds. His task involved designing brand creative elements, directing in-game arena presentation, and generating club video and graphic design. Pollock shared what visual elements he uses to drive fan engagement.
Anything that we could kind of spin in a T-Bird's way to really get that fan engagement going with video board elements, but also just bringing out dance and cheer teams that also include the community, and just really help trying to get everybody, to rally behind the T-Birds and cheer them on.
The Thunderbirds have become a popular destination for Springfield College students looking to complete their internship credits. The sport management program has multiple students interning with the Thunderbirds. Their duties can range from working merchandise, marketing, and event operations.
Springfield College specifically, I think we've had a great run with them. Really helps us out a lot during our game days and even off days with the support that their students in the sports management specifically that I deal with, just helping us out to really get everything done and put on a great show.
The Thunderbirds play 3 of their final 5 games this weekend, taking on the Rochester Americans, the Hartford Wolfpack, and traveling to face the Providence Bruins. With Springfield just points away from Hershey and Bridgeport, these next couple of games are crucial to win for the Thunderbirds to move up in the standings. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Liam Riley.
On Tuesday, in Cheney Dining Hall's A and B room, the YMCA Club hosted guest speaker Lynn Boyer, a member of the Greater Nashua Area YMCA in New Hampshire. The YMCA Club, which meets bi-weekly, aims to bring in a guest speaker each month from different areas of the YMCA or related fields. These speakers share experiences and provide insight into career opportunities within the organization. Boyer referred to it as her why story, emphasizing that everyone in the YMCA has their own unique journey. After presenting a slideshow and offering advice on how students can get involved, the session concluded with Q&A. Boyer also shared that she never expected to pursue a career with the YMCA, but once she found it, she never looked back.
I did not anticipate to have a career in the YMCA. I actually have my degree in theater, so I want to share with students that anyone can have a long-time career in the Y. I've been with my Y for 28 years, and I've overseen all sorts of different departments, and it's been a highlight of my life. So I just want to kind of share that message that you can grow within the Y professionally.
Springfield College has maintained a long-standing connection with the YMCA and continues to prepare students for potential careers within the organization.
Yesterday afternoon, a graduate student open house was held in the Campus Union's Dodge Room. The fair showcased the variety of post-grad programs available for students here on Springfield's campus. There was a strong student turnout at the event, with those in attendance aiming to see what Springfield College's graduate programs have to offer. Faculty and staff members were on hand to answer any questions, and students had help their network and students' faculty in their desired field. A wide variety of departments were represented at the open house, including physical education and the School of Arts and Sciences. If anyone is interested in learning more, they can reach out to the Office of Graduate Admissions via email at graduate@springfield.edu.
Springfield students, have you found yourself tired and stressed out about the end of the semester? Maybe it's finals, going back home, or plans after graduation. I went to find out some tips on how to de-stress as the semester winds down. As the end of the semester approaches, many students find themselves highly stressed. I went over to the Counseling Center to learn more about stress management.
We see a lot of academic pressure increasing, so approaching finals week, approaching final projects, wrapping things up for the end of the year, so that's definitely a big one over here. We also see some of that big transitions coming up. So students are graduating. We have people making big plans for summer, approaching maybe like starting grad school in the summer semester. So that can also be a big stressor. And then another one that comes up pretty commonly here is planning for the fall. So making fall schedules, figuring out housing, what the fall semester is going to look like.
Although there are professional resources available on campus, there are also many ways to regulate stress on your own.
Sometimes all it really takes is like 10-20 minutes to engage in an activity that you enjoy doing, or just like pause and have a snack, go for a quick walk. Resources that can be available to students for academics, talking with your advisor, even if maybe you've already met about scheduling, schedule another meeting if you're noticing some of that feels stressful. Utilizing the Academic Success Center can be really helpful, setting up some tutoring or just a game plan of how to approach some of those finals. When you're thinking about planning for the summer or planning for the fall or life after graduation, the Career Center can be really great with that. I think also the nicer weather's coming, so student activities has a lot of things going on. So just getting out of your dorm rooms is super helpful, and being out on campus and seeing what options you have is really great. Coming to the Counseling Center is always an option. Even if you've never been before, there's still some time to get some of that support.
Although many might find themselves spending increased time here at the Learning Commons, it's important to take breaks, ask for help when needed, and structure your time. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Logan Briggs.
This year's student versus faculty basketball game took place last Thursday, April 2nd, in Blake Arena with a twist. This year, faculty and students played on the same teams. Team Spirit battled Team Naismith in a thrilling game, and Team Naismith ultimately came out on top. The game was led and organized by CAB E-Board member Emily Persad and also included student MCs, halftime games, a t-shirt toss, and even college president Mary Beth Cooper as one of the referees. This is what one of the students had to say about playing in the game.
The game was so much fun. I mean, I got to play with some of my friends and against some of the faculty. It was just so much fun. Like, it really wasn't serious. We got to go out there and just play some fun games. Got to mess with my friend Carter White.
The fun and lighthearted game is one of the many ways CAB and the Office of Student Engagement bring the campus community together. With springtime now in full swing on Alden Street, will we finally see the temperature hit the 70s, or will we continue to sit in the 50s and 60s? We turn it over to SCTV3's Lanaya Delgado in Studio B with our local and national weather update. Lanaya?
A stretch of classic spring weather is on the way for Western Massachusetts. Starting Friday, expect a mix of sun and clouds with seasonable temperatures in the upper 50s heading into the weekend. Conditions stay mild with partly sunny skies Saturday and a slight chance for a passing shower by Sunday. Early next week, temperatures gradually go warm into low to mid 60s with a mix of sun and clouds. By Tuesday and Wednesday, expect more consistent sunshine and a slightly warmer conditions, giving us true taste of a fall spring. Overall, a fairly quiet pattern with only a few chances for light rain and no major storms expected. Now on to our national weather segment. Crews are mopping up 2 Southern California wildfires, including the Springs fire in Moreno Valley that burned more than 4,000 acres. With Santa Ana wings expected this weekend, the Los Angeles Fire Department is boosting staffing and pre-positioning engines across high-risk areas. The warning comes just days after recent downfall, but officials say that can give a false sense of security. Despite greener hillsides, the fire remains dangerous and high due to dry conditions and gusty winds. Fire officials urge residents to stay alert, be aware of their surroundings, and have an evacuation plan ready, reminding everyone that in Southern California, fire season is now year-round. Want to learn more about the Minds in the Motion Club? Head to one of the e-board members in our weekly Q&A after this. You're watching SCTV3 Weekly News. Stay with us.
Oh, Vanessa. You gonna text her back?
Nope. I'm high. I'm gonna hit the treadmill.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
We need to go meet the guys. I'm lit. Can you drive?
Nope. I'm high. How about they come over?
Where?
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
This week's Q&A features Emily Pontillo, an elementary and special education major in the class of 2026. She is also a member of the e-board for Minds in Motion, a club that promotes mental wellness across Springfield's campus. SCTV3's Tyler Semenich sat down with Pontillo to learn more about the club.
I first heard about Minds in Motion my freshman year during the club fair. They had a table out there, and Sam and Cam and Nadia, who were the e-board members at the time, were like, join the group meet, come to our first meeting. And so I did, and the first meeting was super fun. It was about like setting goals for the semester and what you envision you want to achieve and happen for yourself throughout the semester. So yeah, that was really interesting. And then I just kept going back and back to meetings. And then I applied to join the e-board, and I got in my freshman year. So our mission statement is, we aspire to educate and promote mental wellness practices, techniques, and conversations to uplift the Springfield College community. So that's basically what we aim to do. We aim to have conversations around mental health and certain mental health topics. we aim to, break the stigma a little bit, and we're welcome to all. We're not like a specific, like, oh, athletes only. No, we are open to anyone who wants to join us and have conversations around mental health and mental wellness. So that's what we're really trying to promote. Just like we have our You Matter shirts. I have it on underneath of my Minds in Motion sweatshirt. So that's kind of the message we're promoting, is just like, you matter, like you are here for a reason, you matter, like it's okay to talk about your mental health, it's okay to, ask questions and get support if you need to. So that's what we're really trying to promote. So we have meetings typically bi-weekly on Monday nights in Dodge C&F from 8 to 9 p.m. And those are our bi-weekly G-board meetings. And every meeting is a different theme, a different topic. It could be more conversation-based. It can be more interactive and like workshop-based, group work, independent work. It's just dependent on what the meeting and the theme of that week is. So some things that we've done in the past is like goal setting and aspirations and stress management and time management. Those are just some examples. We recently just had an e-board meeting on Monday where our club members were able to come in and ask us any mental health question they want, because everybody on the e-board is also Pride Care certified. So that was just great to have like conversations, and then they got to ask us some fun, silly questions at the end as well. And then we also help out at Fresh Check Day every year. So that is a national mental health organization. They're on the Union Green. It typically happens late September, early October. So we always have a table at Fresh Check Day. You'll see us at Club Fair. And then we have an event coming up in partnership with the Counseling Center. It's called Into the Light. It's an annual suicide awareness event on Thursday, April 30th at 7 p.m. in Dodge A through F. So we will, show ourselves, just to like be another support system there. We'll help run things during that programming. So that's something that we have coming up in just a couple weeks. So we're getting ready and prepared for that.
Minds in Motion is one of the many clubs on campus, leaving a lasting impact. For more information regarding events and workshops, follow their official Instagram at mindsinmotion_SC. Now here are our top international and national stories of the week.
After more than 40 days of war, the United States and Iran have reached an agreement on a ceasefire. The agreement was reached less than 2 hours before President Trump's threats to severely escalate attacks. SCTV3's Tyler Semenich has more.
Today, a pause after nearly 40 days of war with Iran. The stop occurred after President Trump announced he'd agreed to a 2-week double-sided ceasefire, an hour and a half before his deadline to launch new devastating strikes on the country.
The president did is he basically issued an ultimatum to the Iranians. He said, open up the straits, stop trying to hold the world's economy hostage, and we'll engage in a ceasefire. And that's exactly the agreement that we came to last night.
President Trump forged this moment. Iran begged for this ceasefire.
In Tehran, celebration spilled into the streets. Iran's foreign minister says the ceasefire deal includes a 2-week safe passage for ships through the Strait of Hormuz, in coordination with Iran's military. Iran has also given the U.S. a 10-point long-term peace proposal, which President Trump described as a workable basis on which to negotiate. The ceasefire comes after Trump's bold statement, threatening on social media earlier Tuesday, quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight," unquote, if no agreement was reached. Some Democratic lawmakers called for President Trump to be impeached or removed through the 25th Amendment.
I think it's very clear that Donald Trump is not fit to serve as president and commander-in-chief.
Some Republicans are also expressing concern over the proposed strikes.
I want to see us start blowing up civilian infrastructure.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in a statement he supports the ceasefire with Iran, but added, The pause does not cover Israel's conflict with Lebanon. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Tyler Semenich.
Questions still remain about the steps after the U.S. and Iran complete the 2-week ceasefire.
The Artemis II space mission is in its home stretch, and on Monday broke a 56-year-old record. The astronauts aboard the vessel ventured over 252,000 miles from Earth, the furthest humans have ever been from the planet. SCTV3's Nick Pantages has more.
252,756 miles. That was the peak distance that the Artemis II mission reached in its voyage around the moon, the furthest any manned shuttle has been from Earth. This included scouting of the lunar south pole and the far side of the moon, which is always facing away from Earth.
Right away, they started describing the green around Aristarchus Plateau and different brown hues. And these colors really help tell us nuances about the chemistry of lunar material.
The 4 astronauts were first influenced by lunar gravity on day 6. They observed geological features of the moon, discovered 2 new craters, and witnessed a solar eclipse. The Integrity, the name of the shuttle the astronauts took, is set to return to Earth on Friday night, crashing into the Pacific Ocean off the coast of San Diego at approximately 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. To prepare, the U.S. Navy has been hard at work simulating recovery missions.
We have very robust simulators in San Diego to simulate the capsule launch or capsule recovery, those conditions, different sea states, different weather conditions, really just to make sure we're prepared.
This is the second leg of the 5-mission Artemis sequence, which according to NASA is going to, quote, lay the foundation for safe and efficient human exploration of the moon and Mars, end quote. With SCTV3, I'm Nick Pantages.
The Artemis III mission, scheduled for 2027, is supposed to check the docking capabilities of the shuttle, and Artemis IV in early 2028 is set to put humans on the moon for the first time since Apollo 17 in 1972.
On Tuesday in Northwest Georgia, Republicans won a special election, growing their narrow lead in the U.S. House of Representatives. SCTV3's River Mitchell has more.
On Tuesday, in a special election for Georgia's 14th congressional district, the Trump-backed Republican candidate Clay Fuller defeated Democrat Sean Harris. This now adds to the slight lead Republicans have in the House of Representatives, with a 218 to 214 majority. While this is a very conservative district, Harris lost by just under 12 points, a much more competitive race than when Harris lost to Marjorie Taylor Greene in 2024 by almost 30 points.
The Republican Party had to spend almost $2 million in a smear campaign to get this win. They should never have to spend money on a ruby red district. That tells you that things are changing here in Northwest Georgia.
The 2 other special elections in the House of Representatives are taking place this year in New Jersey's 11th Congressional District on April 16th and California's 1st Congressional District on August 4th. That will be the first time in months that Congress will have every single district in the U.S. House represented before the 2026 midterm elections. Fuller will also need to win re-election in November to secure a full 2-year term. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm River Mitchell.
This election was a runoff election, as neither of the 2 candidates cleared 50% of the votes during their earlier initial election in March.
After the break, SCTV3's Liam Riley has you covered with SCTV3 Sports Extra. Hi, I'm Logan Briggs, one of the producers for the brand new TV show Angels of Alden Street, premiering at the end of the month on SCTV3. Learn about the perspectives that define the Pride. Our Pride Positivity segment will dive into community service, student recognition, and involvement. All of this and more at 8 p.m. on Thursday, April 30th on SCTV3's YouTube channel.
Welcome to SCTV3 Sports Extra. I'm Liam Riley. Thank you for watching. We start with some of the best performances on Alden Street this week. First, Springfield College Golf won the All-In Golf Club Spring Invitational with a total of 303 strokes. Men's tennis is undefeated since returning from Florida, picking up a 4-3 win over Clark on Saturday and a 5-2 win over Coast Guard. And finally, women's lacrosse came from behind for a massive 11-9 win over number 19 Babson. Earlier this month, 35 athletes from the men's and women's basketball and swimming and diving teams were named to the NUMAC Academic All-Conference team, which is becoming a common trend for many athletes at Springfield College. Each year, over 200 students are named to the NUMAC Academic All-Conference team, with 125 student athletes having a 4.0 GPA this fall semester. Students need a 3.5 or higher to qualify, and Springfield has steadily seen a large number of students earn these honors. While higher divisions may let academics slip through the cracks, Springfield College's Executive Director of Athletics, Craig Boizon, believes it should be the opposite and praises the coaches of Springfield College for implementing that mentality.
The fact that we have so many all-conference, all-America, think speaks to the way our coaches handle the approach to what they do, that classes are important, and it speaks to the student-athlete experience with the term student first.
Springfield College continues to push its student athletes to strive for this honor. We now take a look at what's happening around Springfield College athletics. Beginning with our teams at home, men's lacrosse battles Wheaton this Saturday on Stagg Field. Men's and women's tennis host Emerson on Sunday for a midday matchup. The women will begin at 11 a.m., followed by the men at 1:30. And finishing off the short home slate is softball welcoming Amherst for a doubleheader at 3 and 5. Turning the page to teams hitting the road this upcoming week. Before softball battles Amherst, they'll face MIT tomorrow in another doubleheader matchup. Men's and women's tennis is also in action and travel to Emerson on Saturday. Women's lacrosse faces off with Salve Regina, a big opportunity for the Pride to capture a win as the NUMAC tournament play approaches. And capping off our away slate is baseball traveling to Worcester for a doubleheader with Clark. You can catch all the action on Flow Sports. If you would like any extra information regarding Springfield athletics, head to springfieldcollegepride.com. For this edition of the Athlete of the Week interview, SCTV3 reporter Sam McGilpin sat down with men's lacrosse defenseman Reese Whitney to talk about his career with the team, as well as the decision to walk on his freshman year.
Thanks, Liam. Reese, you guys are 11 games in this season. How do you think this season's been going so far?
I think it's been going great so far. We've had a lot of young guys having to step up, having a new, younger goalie, having a lot of big guys coming in, and it's just been great so far to see everyone come together. We've had some highs and lows, but we've stuck together and kept going, working for a common goal.
You walked onto this team as a freshman in 2023. Can you talk me through that? What was your decision into walking on and trying out for the team?
Yeah, honestly, I really made that decision in the summer, my senior year after high school. My parents were kind of big on that I should do it, and I just kind of wanted a group of guys to be with, and it was the best decision I ever made. Got to meet so many great friends and make so many great memories here. I'm truly blessed to have that.
And then you're on pace this year to have the most caused turnovers in a season by a Springfield defenseman since Connor Roberts in 2023, who's an All-American. What does that mean to you to achieve that accomplishment, and just how has this season gone for you specifically?
It's awesome to hear that. I've put in a lot of work to be there, and to be amongst a guy like Rob, who was a great player and a leader on this team, is definitely something that's really special. So just happy that I'm in this position and just want to keep working and keep doing whatever I can to help the guys win.
Throughout your 4-year career, who is someone that, on these past teams that you've looked up to?
Rob's a great example. He's a great guy, hard worker. Jackson Lane, another guy who's a walk-on too, that went and ended up being an All-American. And then probably my GA freshman year, Coach Stubbs, was a really hard worker, taught me a lot.
Obviously, a couple games left in the season, 3 more NUMAC games. What are you guys trying to improve on and, make a run in this NUMAC tournament?
I think we're just trying to improve on, our starts to games have been a little slow lately, so trying to come out faster, but honestly just trying to get better in every single part of our thing. We had a tough loss to Babson. We know we're going to have to see him again if we want that NUMAC championship, so just trying to get better everywhere, try to be the best team we can be come May.
And then lastly, what's your favorite moment been as a Chief Dog?
That's tough, but honestly, it's hard to beat that big comeback this last couple weekends ago against MIT, so I'm going to go with that moment. That was pretty great.
Got it, Reese. Guys, back to you.
That'll do it in this week's edition of SCTV3 Sports Extra. Stick around after the break to learn more about how the Pride dance team is preparing for finals.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I respond to.
Communities must step up.
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop the
normalizing.
bullying.
Well, I completely disagree. Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries? You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The Springfield College Pride dance team touched down in Orlando, Florida yesterday afternoon for the 2026 College Classic National Competition. Following months of hard work, PDT is ready to step onto the stage, and after taking home a national victory last year, they are looking to leave Orlando with a repeat win. SCTV3's Emily Anastasio has the story.
Since August, the Springfield College Pride dance team has been working diligently, putting together routines for their annual showcase, performing at school football and basketball games, and improving their technique. But they also have been training hard over the course of their almost year-long season to achieve another big goal, to repeat a national victory. Last year at the 2025 College Classic National Competition, PDT took home first place overall for their outstanding jazz routine, the very first time the team has won a national championship in program history. Going into the season, they had the intent to walk out of the 2026 competition with the same result from the very beginning and have never taken their foot off the gas since then, practicing 3 to 4 times a week to master both their pom and jazz routines. Junior Morgan Presnell, a member of the national championship winning team last year, spoke about how much it meant to her to take the first place back to Alden Street, and also what a win as big as this could mean to the dance team and the future of Division III college dance as a whole.
This is really exciting for our program and the future of D3 college dance. I feel like it's very overlooked. So to prove that a team of 6 can go out and win a national championship for the first time ever is a huge experience.
After their national win last season, PDT gained a lot more interest and recognition on campus, with the competition team going from just 6 dancers to 12, doubling their participation in just 1 year. One of those new members is freshman Aubrey Howard, who wasn't originally planning on dancing in college, but said that the team has been so welcoming to her and are very hungry for a repeat victory.
It's definitely very exciting. The pressure is high, but it's always good, like a good push. We say good push a lot.
Practices for the dance team are held in room 206 in the college's campus recreation center, and throughout the years, the team have taken to decorating the room they call home, displaying many of their previously won trophies and awards, along with their Y wall, setting up an environment that helps them to stay focused while stretching and rehearsing and remember why they keep dancing. The Pride dance team just touched down in Orlando yesterday to begin their weekend of excitement, and while their season is not over until the very last time they step off of the competition stage, senior Sophia Verilakis expressed how hard the team have been preparing to hopefully take home back-to-back national championships.
We practice 3 to 4 times a week. It's always 3 hours, but we never end up getting out until the half-hour mark. So 3.5 hours. We really try and hype each other up. We have our 2 mascots, and a lot of us practice outside of dance too. So times that we have available during breaks, we can go practice turns, we can practice skills. We get every single moment that we have, every opportunity we have, we take it and practice because we know that we're only going to get 1 shot on the stage. So
the team end every practice in a group huddle, discussing their rehearsal, what's next, and in this case, their last day leading up to departing for the College Classic National Competition, and a triumphant shout of Gold Star, a phrase the team has coined as their own for many years. Each year, the Springfield College Pride Dance Team continues to evolve and grow in the most beautiful ways, and after this season ends, hopefully with some more hardware returning to Alden Street, they will end another season knowing that they worked just as hard as they set out to at the beginning of the season, and ready to start building to the next one. Reporting for SCTV3, I'm Emily Anastasio.
6, 7, 8, Gold Star!
That will do it for this edition of SCTV3 Weekly News. Thank you for tuning in.
Be sure to go over to the live stream section of SCTV3's YouTube channel, where you can watch every archive show. And be sure to follow SCTV3 on all social media platforms.
We thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you all next week. Same time,
same place.